Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz, episode 32, Schmitty.
32. Did we get that episode right actually this time, the number? Because
did.
we've been off the last couple times.
I know. Yes, we got it right. Episode 32 of the Bowfishing Buzz, presented by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing sponsoring it as well.
That's right, Schmitty. You can see in our background here, we've got some beautiful sunshine coming down on us.
We should be out on the ice, Matthew.
And the temperatures are starting to warm up. The days are getting longer.
Yep.
And that only means one thing, Schmitty.
Shooting fish is coming?
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
It is here.
Yep.
And I know for a lot of you that live where you don't get a lot of cold temperatures, you're already out there shooting fish. You're very lucky.
We are. Yeah, you are. We have 5 months of the year where there's 2 feet of ice on the lakes that we want to shoot fish in. But
in fact, we just got back, Schmitty, Sunday from our annual ice fishing trip up in northern Minnesota.
Yep.
And you're talking about people that live where you don't have a lot of cold temperatures and you can bowfish kind of year-round. You want to tell everybody kind of how much ice
yeah, absolutely.
we had up there?
So every year we, myself, Matt, a couple guys from work, we plan a little trip to go out somewhere out of state ice fishing. We all ice fish a lot in Wisconsin here, but we just kind of like to go out and hit those bigger bodies of water. You know, those bucket list destinations, if you will. We've gone. Where have we all gone? We went to South Dakota. I guess we've only done it 3 times. South Dakota, and then we've been to Minnesota here twice the last 2 years.
Yep.
But luckily, you were reading a report Thursday before we left. Actually, we left Wednesday at midnight. That's a whole nother story in itself. Oh, my gosh.
It's the best time to leave, Schmitty.
Oh,
the
so
roads are open and for us to just cruise on.
But you were reading a report before we left that said we need an auger extension. And maybe, I don't know, people that don't ice fish, an auger is what drills your hole through the ice. And they're usually, I don't know how long the auger is, 3 feet, 2.5 feet usually. Yep. You needed to put an extension on your auger and able to break through all the ice that we had up there. Around here up north, there's like 2 feet roughly.
Yeah.
You don't need an extension.
Right.
So one of the guys that went with us, Tim, he made 2 of them, didn't he?
He made one for his auger, yeah.
Yeah, and then you made one for yours.
No, I already had an extension.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we needed there was all of, up in northern Minnesota, I'd say, Matt, there was 36 inches. There was 3 feet of ice.
Right.
Easy.
Oh,
You're driving your truck and trailer on these plowed roads and everything. So we drove up there that first day. We got up there. We leave at midnight, get up there at 6:30, got some breakfast, headed out onto the lake. And as we were going out on the lake, I pulled out the old phone. I was on Snapchat taking a video of us going out there. And the temperature, no wind to affect this temperature.
Real temperature.
Real temp of...
Not wind chill.
No.
Real
Not
temp.
feels like.
Right.
Legit temperature was negative 35. I saw that. I'm like, wow, that's the coldest I've ever fished in.
Right.
It was just crazy.
And the funny part about that too, Derek, is, of course, we live at midnight. We haul all the way up there, 6-7 hour drive.
Yep.
We get up there. We can't get into the place we're staying at because, of course, 3-4 o'clock is when you can check in.
Yep.
So we get on the ice and we got to put our gear on outside.
Out in the
We got to put our bibs on, our shirts and our jackets and our gloves and our hats. We got to do that all outside. And I remember stepping out of the truck that morning and, oh, my gosh.
It took your breath away, right? When you took that first breath of you're in the warm truck and you breathe that negative 35 in, you start coughing. Oh, my God.
I don't know about you, but when I took my first breath, my nostrils froze up.
Oh, yeah. You should. All of our facial hair was froze. We looked like Santa Claus with white frozen condensation on our face. But it was a fun trip, man.
Yeah, we had a great time. We had a good time. We had fresh fish fries 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, can't ask for more than that.
No.
That first day was fun. Boy, we caught some good fish that day. And honestly, Matt, I think, and just for everyone listening, up there's a foot of snow on top of a foot of slush. Access is terrible unless you have something with tracks on it. Otherwise, you're stuck to pretty much fishing near the plowed roads.
Right. And not everywhere there are plowed roads. It's just certain resorts.
Right.
Plow roads out there, and you got to pay $20 to get on the ice and drive on the roads.
Yeah. And it seemed like that first day, that was Thursday, we had good fishing, and then it seemed like the more into the day Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, more and more trucks with wheelhouses were being hauled out there. And in that little spot that we were catching fish, I think those fish can hear the plow and they can feel that
No doubt.
that fishing pressure, and they just kind of move out of there. And then it's, you're on a 120,000 acre lake. It's not exactly the easiest to go try to track those fish down again.
No.
But the first day was definitely our best day. But we still, like you said, we had enough fish to have a fish fry every night, and we had a good time just, doing the whole fishing cabin deal. So
had a good time. It was a good trip.
Yep.
It was a good trip again.
That was fun. We don't only bowfish. Sometimes we'll go out and ice fish and open water fish and all kinds of fishing. But
Well, I'm just going to start getting into a little bow fishing news here. This Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, pre-registration opens for the 11th annual AMS Big 20. And that's how you get your starting positions that way.
Yep.
Entry fee, of course, is $250 per team, and there's an optional $30 big fish pot. 100% payback on this here. First place, $10,000.
Woo-wee!
Yeah. May 21st and 22nd this year in central Wisconsin at the Marshfield Fairgrounds, and it's a statewide tournament. You can use any body of water that's open to bow fishing, but you must use a public boat launch. You can't put in on a ditch or a flooded field or nothing like that. You must use a public boat launch that anybody can use. You can shoot the Mississippi River. You just got to know the boundaries there. It's from tracks to tracks on the Mississippi River. On the Minnesota and Iowa side, you can't go past the railroad tracks. But I think it's going to be kind of in the prime time for bow fishing there, as far as the buffs are going to be just getting done spawning and your commons are going to be coming in. So there's going to be a lot of big fish again this year, Schmitty.
Yeah. Let me just say this, Matt. How in the world is the Big 20 only 2 months away? March, April, May. It seems like we just finished doing that.
It just comes up so quick
my
every year. It's
gosh.
just crazy.
That's just wild. And you know what? I'm gonna toot our own horn here for a tournament. And we work the tournament. We get all the time. You get asked if you shoot the Big 20,
right?
And we work the tournament actually.
Yeah.
And I love the way that we run the tournament. I think it's very efficient. It's very shooter friendly. We always have a good time. If you ask somebody for help, we'll be more than willing to steer you in the right direction for parking or whatever it needs to be.
Yep.
It's always just really fun to see our whole crew here at AMS work through that tournament so efficiently. I think it's one of the better run tournaments in the world, honestly.
Yeah, we have a good time, and we try to make it, for anybody. You can have any type of boat.
Yep.
You don't need a big boat to compete, because you can go to your own little bodies of water that you feel comfortable on. It's friendly to anybody.
I remember a couple years ago, Matt, there was a boat that came in, and it was in the back of a truck box. It was that small of a boat.
Yep.
And I don't know if they had the trolling motor in the back seat or whatever, but that was the boat, and it was, anybody's shooting it.
And that's so cool to see.
Yeah.
Is some of these guys, these are their first tournaments that they're competing in, and it can be very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
But I just love to see these smaller teams and these smaller boats, coming there and competing in the tournament and having a good time, and just seeing what the tournament life is all about.
Yep. Yep.
It's a great place to meet people. It's a great place to check out different designs on boats and different setups, because every bow fishing boat is set up differently. It's a neat place to go to just learn. And like I said, to meet new friends, meet new people. A lot of people come from out of state as well. It's great to meet those people. You might get some ins on maybe traveling and going over to their bodies of water. Sometimes they might invite you over and shoot to their body of water. So it's a really neat venue.
Yeah.
And we love doing the AMS Big 20. It's a lot of fun. And it's always a lot of big fish.
Yeah.
Always a lot of big fish.
Just saying AMS Big 20 out loud, my shoulders are already getting sore from lifting barrels up on the scale. But it's always cool to see all the competition. And one of the coolest things, Matt, when everyone gets there before launch, we fill up that whole big field area with everyone's parking out there. It's so cool. Everyone's out there talking with each other. The community is really cool out there. I don't think there's, guys that are new, they would have no problem going and making some new friends, talking to guys who've been doing it for 30 years.
Right. Yep. Absolutely not.
But
and with that, we've also got the Bowfishing Association of America has their spring meeting this Saturday in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Pyramid, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So they're going to be doing their spring meeting, going over a bunch of different proposals for changes and whatnot. I believe last year they also had Facebook Live on the Bowfishing Association of America's Facebook
cool.
page. So if you can't make it, if you couldn't make it, you can watch it there, and you can also ask questions on that. So if you can't make it, you can go ahead and check it out on their Facebook page from this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is that little meeting. So
Cool. It's very
and
cool.
along with that, I know I say it a lot, but make sure to join the Bowfishing Association of America. Make sure to join your state's bowfishing club, organization, association. It really pays off in the long run. The more people we get on that list, the better it is for the bowfishing group as a whole. So join those organizations. Get out there and go to some of these events. Just this past weekend, the the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association was down at Madison at the Fishing Expo.
Yep.
Brandon Cole, the president, stopped up here. We let them take the mini AMS boat down there with some carp targets and some gar targets, and they set up their little booth down there, and they let kids come up on the deck and shoot the bows at the targets and stuff and have a good time, and explain to them, what the Bowfishing Association, Wisconsin Bowfishing Association does, why we bowfish, why we're out there at nighttime shooting these rough fish. So
Yep.
go to some of these events. It's great to see, and the kids love it. And besides that, the parents also learn about that as well.
Oh, yeah. One thing I'll say, Matt, I went down to the expo for 2 or 3 years, and we had the boat down there, and we'd have the kids come up, and I think they got to shoot 2 or 3 arrows per time they would come up there or whatever. Seeing the joy on those kids' faces when they got to climb up the boat and they got a bow in their hand and there's these big carp targets, and we dimmed it all black in the back with lights, try to really make it.
And we had lights on the boat too that we
Lights
plug
on,
in.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what that was. It was really cool to see those kids in there, and then all of a sudden they run back to mom and dad. They're like, "Oh my gosh, guys, look at this!" And I had a lot of people that would come back, and I know we took some product down there, and they'd buy a combo kit, or they would say that they're gonna get one on our website or whatever. And I'll never forget that first year we went down there. Literally, I had a line of kids. Like, if you would think that there was like I have no idea. You'd look in the corner of the convention center down there, you'd be like, what in the world? There must be like a celebrity down there or something. Look at everybody down there. Kids would get up on the boat, shoot their 2 or 3 arrows. If they hit a bullseye, we gave them like a hat or a sticker or something.
Yeah.
They'd shoot their 3, and I'd watch them. They'd get down off the boat, and they'd say thank you, and they'd be very nice about it. Right back to the end of the line they'd go. I saw the same kids 5 or 6 times.
Yep.
And that was really cool because that little tiny exposure to those kids could make that certain individual a bull fisherman for life, because they had a blast doing it when they were 5 or 6 years old, and they always think about it being kind of a fun little deal, and that's really cool to see.
Absolutely. So this podcast, we're going to do something a little different.
Yep.
We're going to play a little game there, D. Schmitty.
Yeah.
You want to tell them what this little game is called?
Yeah, we're going to call it Fact or Fiction. Okay, Matt and I each have some statistics written down. We didn't tell each other what they are.
Questions.
They might overlap each other, but we're going to ask each other these questions in a matter that we're going to see if, A, we know the answer, or B, if it's fact or fiction.
Right.
And most of my questions, I don't know about you, Matt, are done on United States studies on mostly common carp.
Okay.
Is what my studies are on,
All right.
just to get you in the right mindset there. But, we're always talking about bowfishing. Today we're going to do a little teaching.
Yeah.
We're going to lay out some interesting facts just to enlighten the audience.
It'll be kind of fun. I think we'll do this every so
targeting.
often. It's kind of going to be a neat little thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to say before we start, if there are any of these statistics, this is all we found. I found mine online, multiple different websites. And you know what they say, everything you find on the internet is true. But if anyone has, if they hear a statistic and they're like, well, I don't know about that, write it in, comment on the podcast or a Facebook post or something. And to go along with that, if you guys have any questions that you'd like us to address on the podcast, we would love to do an hour-long podcast on just questions that the audience and the viewers have for us on anything regarding bullfishing, anything at all. We want to make this podcast as user-friendly to the listener as possible. So feel free to reach out, message us on Facebook, shoot us an email. However, whatever way you can contact us, we'd be more than happy to answer some questions you guys have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that, Schmitty, I am going to start out the fact or fiction game here.
Okay.
Right here we have, Wisconsin, or the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association state record bigmouth buff weighs 94 pounds. Fact or fiction?
Wisconsin state record bigmouth buff.
The Wisconsin Bowfishing Association record weighs 94 pounds. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, we need a little drum roll button.
Yeah, I got to get that on the sound effects.
I'm going to say fact.
Fact it is.
Ooh, ding, ding, ding.
Fact it is. Bryce Drager shot this beast on February 24th, 2020. It's also the Bowfishing Association of America world record.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Okay, 1 for 1. No big deal. All right, Matt.
Hey, we got a sound effect for that.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to have you, this is not going to fall under our fact or fiction answer. I'm just going to have you give an answer of yourself.
Wow. That's
I'm
not
gonna,
fact
I'm
or
gonna
fiction.
switch it up a little bit. Our fact
my
or fiction
gosh.
just covers all kinds of interesting facts. So I got to hide my little sheet here. You're going to cheat because you're,
I ain't
you're
going to cheat.
too competitive.
I'm getting blind in my old age. I can't see that far anyways.
Yeah, watching you try to tie a lure on this weekend was painful.
Oh, gosh.
All right. During the common carp spawn, what is your guess on the average amount of male fish that will fertilize a female's eggs?
3.
The answer that I have is
Probably
7.
7.
7 of them.
Wow.
Yep. In a specific spawning area, they said that the amount of fertilizer or fish juice.
The milk?
Yep.
Yep.
That is being expelled out of a male average. 7 different fish
Wow.
will fertilize a female's eggs that she is laying, if you
Big
will.
old orgy.
That is a big. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I saw that and I was like, 7. Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine this.
Where is this gonna
Imagine this. A gal walks into a bar. She smells good. She's got her perfume on. She's looking good. And as she walks through the bar, all of a sudden 5 to 7 guys get up out of their bar stools and start
Pushing on her?
following her as she's walking through. And then she gets into the corner where she can't go anywhere, and then they start hitting the sides of her.
Yeah, that would not be good. But that's how it's done in the carp world.
You ever see that movie Night at the Roxbury, where those guys are dancing
I
with
just
that
know
one girl?
where they're doing this, where
Yeah,
they do the head
yeah,
bob.
yeah.
I don't know about that scene specifically. Though.
Okay, there's a dance scene where they go up and start dancing with this one girl,
Okay.
and their dances is really goofy and stuff, and they start banging into her and stuff, and they're both, doing that to that one girl, and it just kind of reminds me of
That's
how
what it makes you
what it
think
would be
of.
like in the human world. Okay,
Yeah. 7, but 7.
Wow.
7 males
wow,
will expel on an average on a female's eggs.
Interesting.
In one, and that's
yeah, because usually you'll see 5, 3 to a pile.
Right.
I've also shot while they were spawning where you'll shoot the female.
Yep.
Of course, because she's bigger, so you want to shoot that big one.
Yep.
And as you're bringing her back to the boat, those males will all be chasing her and tracking her down as you're bringing her back to the boat.
They're blind with
Yep.
spawn mind.
Yep. All right, Schmitty. Fact or fiction?
Okay.
A 20-pound common carp may drop over 2 million eggs. Fact or fiction?
2 million eggs? I know it's a lot, but I don't think it's going to be that much. I'm going to go with psych fact. Oh my goodness, 2 for 2.
Yep, fact. Female carp are prolific spawners, and they may drop 150,000 eggs per body weight is the average.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be a 2-stepper for you because they're both very similar, but this will fall
Is that
under
like a
the
dance move? A two-step?
the 2-step.
Okay,
yeah,
the 2-step fact or fiction.
Yep. So it's going to be 2 separate questions.
All right.
What is the average lifespan? And it's blank, to blank years, depending on the water. Is it between the average lifespan for a common carp?
Okay.
Is it 15 to 50 years or 50 plus years for the average common carp in an American body of water?
I'm going to say A, 15 to 50.
Hit your little crowd cheering button. Yes. Yep. But the study said that most carp were like 30 plus years old, which that blows my mind. That seems crazy to me.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because just for reference, I shot that 70-pound buff years back in Wisconsin here, and the DNR took it and they aged it, and it came back between 21 to 23 years old.
Okay, well then that's very strange to me then. Maybe that fact is a little skewed then.
Yeah. But I got the hand clapping.
You did. Okay.
Got the hand
so,
clapping.
Fact or fiction, the oldest common carp ever recorded in the United States was 225 years old.
Is that captive or free ranging?
Free range.
I'm going to say fiction.
Fact. 225 years old.
I don't believe that.
That's what it said. It was caught. Line and hook and line.
In the States.
225 years old.
What did it weigh?
I have no idea. Didn't say.
Google's wrong on that.
Oh, all right. All right.
That's an old fish.
Yep.
And
That's
in
what it
today's
said.
waters and worlds, boy, that sounds odd.
It could have been a long time ago,
Right?
but that's what it said.
All right, we could go with fact on that.
Yep,
I lost.
That one's fact.
I lost. All right, Schmitty. Carp typically spawn when water temperatures reach 55 to 59 degrees. Fact or fiction?
Just with being out in the boat with you during the spawn, I feel like we want it to creep up into the 60s, so I'm going to say fiction. Well, goodness gracious.
Carp spawn when water temperatures range between 65 and 70 degrees,
It is
depending
that
on
warm.
longitude and latitude.
Okay. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
I don't know how I'm. Yeah. Okay. Young carp, Matt, grow up to, fact or fiction, 5 pounds per year.
True.
Fiction. The average carp grows 3 pounds per year at a young age.
At a young age.
Yep. And then that slows as they get plump and
I
big.
thought they would have grown, 3 pounds per year. Yeah. Okay.
Think of that 3 times.
Right.
You know, that can really add up. But
So I got that wrong.
yep.
All right. Here's one for you, Schmitty. Are eggs from alligator gar toxic to humans? Fact or fiction?
Fact or fiction? Alligator gar. I'm gonna say that they are toxic. I don't have. Well.
Well, you should go on to Prices
I
Right.
should, yeah. Wheel of Fortune or what's that one?
Jeopardy.
Billionaire, where I got to answer all those questions.
Fact. Alligator gar eggs are extremely toxic to humans and should never be consumed. They have a protein toxin called ichthyotoxin that can cause illness symptoms such as vomiting, headaches, diarrhea, dizziness, and low blood pressure. Sounds like a rough night at the bar.
That
to me.
does. That sounds, yeah, like a rough night ice fishing there.
That's like you see those ads where they want you to take these pills to help with certain stuff.
And then the side effects are terrible.
Side effects are
yeah.
diarrhea, vomiting, headaches. Oh, that's what I want to do.
Death
Yeah.
would be a symptom.
Unbelievable.
Okay, Matt, fact or fiction? This is going to be followed up with some interesting facts. Are carp herbivores? Fact or fiction?
Fact.
They're actually omnivores.
Omnivores.
They eat both
Well,
insects and plant life.
yeah.
Meat, I guess you
So
could
I
say,
was
and
right,
plant
right?
life. No, herbivore is only plants.
Oh.
Omnivore is both.
Oh, okay.
And the top 7 carp food, things that carp eat. You want to take a guess at a couple of them?
Tiny zooplankton that's in the mud.
Okay, I will accept that as one.
Plankton.
That kind of gets put into
Zooplankton.
Insects, yeah. Yep.
I don't know what the other one is.
Insects, small dead fish, which
Oh.
I don't know if they suck on those, maybe. algae, crustaceans, mollusks, competing fish eggs, and dead plant matter
Dead plant matter.
is
Yep, that makes sense.
pretty much makes up a carp's diet right there.
And that's what creates algae blooms on certain waters when it warms up, because they're releasing, when a carp goes down, like for example, cattails. A carp goes down and it sucks up, it filters the mud where the cattail roots are growing. And it filters that through the gills, and by doing that, it releases phosphorus.
Oh, really? God, that's complicated science stuff.
And then that creates algae blooms on certain bodies of water.
So, okay, yeah. That
Because they're
makes sense.
filtering up those sediments. How many times have you seen where like cattails are like floating because they root up so much around the cattails that it loosens them up and pretty soon they float?
Or we'll be bowfishing somewhere where there's cattails and you can't see a gosh darn thing because they are in there rutting them up so much. The cattails are moving like crazy, and you think there ought to be a fish 5 inches in front of your face, and you just can't see it.
And how many times have you seen where you can, every once in a while you'll see the tail because they're feeding
down.
straight down. They're sucking up all the sediments.
Yep. Okay. Interesting.
Yep. Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Okay. Silvers and bigheads do not compete with native fish for the same food. Fact or fiction?
I would say that they do compete with native fish. I would say fact. Wow.
No, you're wrong on that.
Oh, well.
Here's a question again. Silvers and bigheads do not compete with native fish for the same
Oh,
food.
okay. My bad. I would then it would be, I would change
That's
it to
what
fiction.
I'm going to give you a break on that one. Yeah. Because exactly, silvers and bigheads do compete with native fish fry, paddlefish, and catfish that depend on phytoplankton, zooplankton, and often aquatic vegetation. In fact, bighead carp lack a true stomach and must feed continually.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right.
It's an interesting little fact for you.
Fact or fiction, largemouth bass are listed as one of the few predators of common carp.
Fact.
Yep, that is correct. Hit your little dealy bopper there.
I'm sure they eat them until they get a certain...
Yep, that's exactly what they said. They
Age.
said that largemouth bass have a hinged mouth. You know how big a largemouth's mouth can be, and they can eat them up until they reach a point where they can't quite gulp them down.
Yep.
The other 4 natural predators for common carp: herons,
Sure, absolutely.
mink, otter,
Otters.
northern pike, big northern pike,
I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
and largemouth bass. Yep.
Interesting.
They said walleyes will feed on smaller carp as well, but usually they do not live in the same areas of a body of water.
Wow.
So they're not listed as a natural predator.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
I kind of like this little game, this
interesting.
fact or fiction little
Yeah.
game here. It's kind of fun.
Yep.
But with that, we will be right back after these commercials.
Why I Bowfish. Hunting fish with a bow. Non-stop action. Never slow. By day, by night. Great shots. Great fights. With family, with friends. Trash talk never ends. And kids, they love it. If they miss, think nothing of it. By foot, by boat, by board or canoe. How you do it is up to you. Aim low. Shoot fast. Watch your shadow. Watch the grass. Shoot carp, rays, or gar. Shoot 'em close. Shoot 'em far. Stout arrow. Barb tip. Retrieve a reel. Let it rip. Bowfishing. Give it a shot.
Why Bowfish?
I like that.
Give it
little
a
deal.
shot.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz, episode 32.
32.
We are doing our fact or fiction little episode here. And like I said, I kind of like this. It's kind of fun. And it's probably giving, a lot of people are, maybe learning a little bit from this as well about what we're doing here. So kind of fun.
Your turn?
My turn.
Okay.
All right. Big head in Greek means big mouth feeder.
I would have to say fact. That seems correct.
Fiction.
What?
Big head in Greek means under eye fish.
Oh, wow. That totally makes sense.
Isn't that
then.
cool?
Yep. Okay. Under eye fish.
Under eye fish. That's what big head in Greek means.
That's what okay.
Yep.
And that totally makes sense. They always look goofy.
Yep. Their eye is so low on their face. Funny looking fish.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, Matt, while I was doing some research, on carp. I came across these two, and I'll put this out there. These are two angling records for carp that have been caught. But in seeing these weights, I just couldn't believe it. So I'm going to ask you, in Wisconsin, is the biggest common carp ever caught hook and line over or under 50 pounds?
Over.
Well, let me. Okay. You're going over. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't set it up so it was fact or fiction. You are correct. 57 pounds.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
cool.
a big old fish.
That's
All
a
right.
big fish.
Is the world record common carp ever caught? Okay, let me rephrase this. World record common carp ever caught is over 100 pounds.
True.
Okay, 100 pounds, 8 ounces in France.
Yeah, they got those goofy fish over there.
Yeah, that's not how we like to chase after them, but I just couldn't believe that
I'd love
there's...
to slam an arrow into the side of one of them big boys.
Yeah. I just couldn't... When I saw the Wisconsin one, I'm like, there's 57-pound common carp swimming around out there?
Yeah, I think the Pete Gregoire has the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association record, and it's right around like 47, close
Really?
to 50 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
And then Sarah Pomeraning, I think she has the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association.
What a
record.
name.
I think that one was 45 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those weights blew me away. I couldn't believe that.
All right. In 1981, the first retriever prototype bowfishing reel was put together.
1981.
Yep.
Gosh, we had a shirt a while back that I thought had like I thought it was 1987 it said. So I'm going to say that 81 is fiction. I'm going to say it wasn't 1981.
But you said it was 87?
I thought I remember seeing a shirt that said like from 1987 to 2021.
You're right on the. It wasn't 1981.
Okay.
But you're off on the year. Actually,
1979. Oh.
Jack Lassie built his first retriever prototype in 1979.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. To think that you have a vision like that long ago, before the sport was even a thing. Just to think of something like that. That's kind of neat to even think about right there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. And he built that. So kind of the history on the retriever is Jack was always being creative with his mind and putting things together with what he had to work with. All right. So they had a cabin on Mead Lake, and during the spawn, there was always carp out there spawning. So they would go out there and put a soup can with some line on in the soup can and shoot the arrows into the fish.
Okay, yeah.
So what he did is he built the retriever. So instead of having to put the line all back into the soup can, it would all just go right back in the bottle. He could shoot quicker that way.
Yep.
All right. So he pretty much just built that for himself. Well, so he built one for himself, and pretty soon he's out there shooting fish, and some friends see him shooting with that. And they're like, can you build us one of those too?
Yeah.
So he built him one of those, and he kept working on the designs and stuff of them. And so it went from him building it for himself to where we are nowadays.
Biggest manufacturer of bowfishing supplies in the world. That's cool.
Yes, it is.
That's really cool. Mm-hmm. Humble beginnings right
Absolutely.
there. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did you have any more?
Let's see here. All right. Okay, I didn't write my questions down in the right format, so I have to think of them here.
Boy.
I wasn't as prepared as you, man. All right. The average female common carp will lay roughly 150,000 eggs per pound of that fish. Fact or fiction?
We did that one earlier.
Did you put 150 on there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was part of the 2 million one?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
We must have been reading off the same statistics.
That would have been true.
It was true. Well done.
That would have been true. Oh, I get a...
There we go.
For you having asked the same question that I asked earlier.
I was starting to... Okay, really? I actually knew that. I was just starting to feel bad that you weren't getting many hand claps, so I had to throw that one back in there.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
I am out of fact or fiction.
All right,
questions
I've
there.
got one more left here, Schmitty.
Okay.
The BAA World Record Common Carp weighs 59 pounds, 6 ounces.
Can you repeat the question, please?
The BAA World Record Common Carp weighs 59 pounds, 6 ounces.
Fiction. Oh, my God.
The BAA World Record Common Carp weighs 67 pounds,
goodness.
6 ounces, shot by Brian Pockery in 2011 in Idaho.
Idaho.
Idaho,
Really?
out of all states.
You don't hear Idaho a lot for bowfishing destinations, but that just goes to show you they're everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So I guess that right there is going to conclude our little fact or fiction.
Yeah. I like it.
Good times there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I, not to toot my own horn, but I don't think I got a single one wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess.
You did 2. You got the Greek big head.
Oh, that's right. The stupid Greek thing. That one's
What does it mean again? What does big head mean in Greek?
Means under eye, mouth, eyes under mouth.
There. Eyes under mouth.
Eyes under mouth
Yeah.
fish right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, under eye fish is what it means. Under eye fish.
Under eye fish.
Under eye fish.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Mm-hmm. We should implement a series here where people write in a fact or fiction question. We got to see what kind of score we can get.
Absolutely.
That would be kind of cool.
That'd be
to
fun.
do too.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, okay. So, are we ready for our product highlight, Matt?
We'll close her up here with our the product highlight of the podcast.
All right. So, the product highlight this week is going to be our anchor points here at AMS. Our anchor points have superior holding power thanks to the triple barbs and a large surface area for holding fish. The short body and 3 collapsing barbs make an exceptionally small entry hole and offer maximum penetration. Now, Matt, in our anchor line, we have the Anchor QT,
Yes, sir.
which stands for Quick Turn, and we have the Anchor FX. Now, the Anchor QT has great holding power, stainless steel construction, and a rock-tested cyclone tip. 2 inches of holding area, and what I like about those QTs is you just have to turn that shaft to that point inside the fish. Don't even have to touch the fish or poke the arrow through the fish, and you just turn that shaft, boom, she comes right out of there. You got to tighten your barbs back down, tighten that tip back down, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
Now, our FX, same deal, superior holding power, stainless steel construction, cyclone tip, 2.5 inches of holding area.
A little bit more.
A great big fish point to you're not ripping through those fish as easy. You got a half inch more of holding power. Now that one you will poke all the way through the fish, loosen the tip on the point, and that fish slides off easy peasy. Tighten that tip back down. But both of them are fantastic points.
Yep.
I know that majority of when we're going out to shoot big buffs, it's one of those 2 points typically on our arrows, and they're very popular in the bowfishing world. So make sure to check out the Anchor Series points from AMS.
Exactly. And with that, it's time to close down episode 32.
32. That was a fast 38 minutes, Matt. Holy cow.
Yeah, but very informative with
Yes.
our little fact or fiction
Yeah.
series here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good times. So from all of us at AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing.
we wish you the best of luck on the water. And remember, aim low.
Think big. Thanks for listening, guys.